Thank you, Vinay, for your soulful invocation. A warm welcome is a universal language of kindness. To formally welcome the gathering, I invite Dr. Srimati S.D. Soromaya Madam, Conference Director and IQAC Coordinator of our college, to deliver the welcome address.
Disconnected. Good morning to all the dignitaries, esteemed guests, respected speakers, distinguished delegates, and dear participants. It gives me great pleasure and honor of warmly welcome you all to this national conference on contemporary discourses in social sciences and languages. We feel privileged to have such eminent personalities and respected scholars with us today. Your presence adds great value and importance to this conference. This important program is presided over by our dynamic principal, Sri N.P. Patil sir. Sir, warmly welcome you, sir. On this special occasion, we are honored to have Professor Basavaraj Dodu, Academic Director and Head of English, Central University of Kalburgi, as the inaugurator of this conference. Sir, welcome you. We are also privileged to have Professor Rahul Tripathi, Professor of Political Science, Dean, Kosambi, School of Social Sciences, Goa University, as the keynote speaker. Sir, we are happy to welcome. I present my sincere welcome to Sri CM Aigani sir, Organizing Secretary, Head of English Department. Sir, I am glad to welcome Sri A.M. Ugare, Convener, Head of the Political Science. I would like to warm welcome Dr. Mahesh Gajar sir, Chairman and Associate Professor, School of Classical Kannada Language Studies, RCU, Belagavi. Sir, we are happy to welcome. We are also welcome Dr. M.S. Milchekar sir, Associate Professor of Economics, SCC, Arts, Science and Commerce College, Yekal. Sir, welcome you. Let me extend a warm welcome to Dr. M.A. Bendor, Associate Professor, Department of History, STC College, Banahatti. Welcome you, sir. I also welcome our rapporteur, Dr. S.P. Talwar, Principal and Head of the Political Science, Sivanand College, Kagwad. I also welcome you, sir. I also welcome to Srimati Silpa Tripathi Madam, welcome you, madam. I also extend a warm welcome to our alumni who continue to support our college. Finally, I welcome all media representatives, specially invitees, all participants who have joined online and offline, and also our staff members and their participants. I am sure that these sessions ahead will be informative, engaging, and inspiring for all of us. Once again, I warmly welcome to all and wish you fruitful and enriching experience. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for your warm and insightful welcome. Every great journey begins with meaningful introduction. Today we begin a journey of knowledge and innovation. Now, I invite Sri C.M. Aigani, Organizing Secretary of today's conference, to present the introductory speech.
A very warm and intellectual morning to one and all gathered here. Respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, and dear participants. It is a moment of great pride, honor, and academic significance to welcome you all to the National Level Conference. It is a proud moment for me to introduce the institution behind today's significant academic gathering. The prestigious Karnataka Legal Education Society, popularly known as KLE Society, was established in 1916 with a global vision of spreading quality education to all sections of the society. With a glorious legacy of more than a century, KLE has grown into a vast educational network, managing over 300 plus institutions and serving nearly 1.45 lakh students from KG to PC. The society has remarkable contributions in the fields such as science, commerce, management, engineering, medical science, and technical teachers education, emerging a reputation for excellence and innovation. Carrying forward this rich legacy, I take a great pride in introducing our institution, KLE Society's Sri Channagirishwara Prasadika Arts, Science and D.D. Shirur Commerce College, Mahalingpur. Established in 1987, our college is proudly completing 39 years of dedicated service in the field of higher education, especially in the rural students of Bagalkot and Belagavi district. The college is affiliated to Bagalkot University, Jamkhandi, and offers undergraduate and postgraduate programs in arts, science, and commerce. Our institution is known for its committed faculty, well-equipped infrastructure, central library, computer and language laboratories, and a proactive IPSA that ensures academic excellence and holistic development of the students. Our students have consistently demonstrated excellence across academics, sports, and cultural arenas, earning recognition and bringing laurels to the institution of various levels. With this strong academic foundation, we are proud to organize the national level conference on contemporary discourses in social sciences and languages. We are proud to announce that this conference has attracted over 140 plus research papers from across India, including Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Goa, Telangana, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Karnataka, showcasing its national significance and vibrant academic engagement. In today's rapidly changing world, social sciences and languages play a vital role in understanding human behavior, culture, society, and communication. They help us critically analyze contemporary issues, promote inclusively, and preserve our rich cultural heritage. This conference aims to create a vibrant academic platform for scholars, researchers, and students to exchange ideas, present their research, and engage in meaningful discussions on emerging trends and challenges in these fields. The theme of this conference highlights the importance of interdisciplinary approaches where social sciences and languages intersect to address real world problems and contribute towards sustainable development. We are honored to have eminent speakers and experts from various institutions. Their valuable insights will certainly enrich our understanding and inspire us towards academic excellence. I am confident that today's sessions will be intellectually stimulating and fruitful for all the participants. Once again, I warmly welcome you all to our KLE family. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir, for setting the tone of conference. The greatness of a person is reflected in the way they inspire others. Now, I would like to call Ms. P.P. Hosur, Madam, for guest introduction.
Good morning to one and all present here. Today is a moment of great pride and honor as we are blessed with the presence of eminent academicians who are here to enlighten us our inaugurator and keynote speaker. Now, let me take the privilege to introduce our inaugurator, Dr. Basavaraj P. Donu, sir. It is my great honor and privilege to introduce our esteemed inaugurator, Dr. Basavaraj P. Donu, sir, a distinguished professor of English at the Central University of Karnataka. Sir brings with him more than 25 years of teaching experience and academic experience, beginning his career in 1996 and continuing with great dedication till today. He has been serving the Central University of Karnataka for over a decade and since 2013. He has been working as a professor of English, contributing immensely to teaching, research, and academic administration. What makes him truly exceptional is his academic foundation. He holds 2 PhD degrees, one in English and another in Kannada, reflecting his deep engagement with both languages and literature. Dr. Danu's area of specialization include post-colonial studies, translation, drama, and theatre, and he has contributed immensely to both English and Kannada literary traditions. Sir has held several prestigious administrative positions, including Head of the Department, Dean, Director of Academics, and Registrar, demonstrating his remarkable leadership in higher education also. In recognition of his excellence, he has received several prestigious awards, including the Best Inspiring Teacher Award, Rajyotsava Award, and other notable honors. With over 2 decades of academic excellence, outstanding leadership, and significant literary contributions, Sir continues to inspire students and scholars across the country. Today, we are privileged to have such a great personality as the inaugurator of our national conference.
On behalf of our caring family, I extend a warm and hearty welcome. We are eagerly looking forward to your inaugural address. Thank you. Now, I would like to take the privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for today's session, Professor Rahul Tripathi sir. Professor Tripathi is a distinguished academician and a renowned scholar in the field of political science, currently serving at Goa University in the D.D. Kosambi School of Social Sciences and Behavioral Studies. He holds a PhD from the prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. With more than 2 decades of rich academic experience since the year 2000, he has made significant contributions to teaching and research in political science, particularly in the areas of political theory and politics. Sir has contributed to academic research through several publications, including journal articles, book chapters, and reviews. With his research work spanning from 2006 to recent years. His scholarly impact is reflected through citations and an H index highlighting his contribution to academic discourses. Professor Tripathi also serves as the coordinator of the Study India program, an international academic initiative started in 2003, which offers a 5-month 32 credit course engaging students in Indian culture, politics, and society. In addition to his academic and administrative roles, he has contributed to policy and research initiatives and he has been part of expert committees addressing important socio-political issues. His dedication to academic excellence, research and international collaboration has made him a respected figure in the academic community. We are truly privileged to have such an eminent scholar among us today. On behalf of our KLE family, I extend a warm and hearty welcome, sir. We are eagerly looking forward to your valuable keynote address. Thank you. Thank you, Anand.
Thank you so much, madam, for your insightful guest introduction. Flower speaks the language of respect, gratitude, and warm welcome. Let us now express our gratitude by presenting the bouquet to our esteemed dignitaries. Now I invite Shri T.D. Dangi sir, Head Department of History, to present the floral bouquet to our esteemed dignitaries as a token of respect and honor.
Now we take this opportunity to extend a warm and respectful welcome to our esteemed dignitaries through the presentation of bouquet. Bouquet symbolizes our heartfelt respect, admiration, and gratitude. May I request the dignitaries, organizers to kindly present bouquet to our distinguished guests. First, I request to Sri K.S. Patil, Department of English, to present a bouquet to our esteemed inaugurator, Professor Basavaraj P. Dunno sir. Thank you, sir. Next, I request Sri R.V. Chawla, Department of Journalism, to present a bouquet to our honorable keynote speaker, Professor Rahul Tripathi sir. Thank you, sir. I now request Sri P.S. Hipari sir, Department of Physical Education, present our bouquet to our honorable President, Sri M.D. Patil sir. Thank you, sir. May I request Srimati P.M. Muttai, Ma'am, Department of Sociology, to present a bouquet to our esteemed IPSC coordinator, Dr. Srimati S.D. Salgana. Thank you, ma'am. Now I request Sri P.M. Gauri, Department of Hindi, to present a bouquet to our convener of the conference. I request Dr. S.S. Kohli, Head Department of Canada, to present flower to our bouquet to our technical chairperson, Dr. Mahesh Gajaman, sir. Thank you, sir. May I request Dr. S.C. Pujari, Department of Zoology, to present a bouquet to our Ordnance Secretary. Thank you, sir. Next, I request to Sri L.V. Parivar, Department of Commerce, to present a bouquet to our under technical chairperson, Dr. M.S. Gujikar, sir. Thank you, sir. Now I request Sri I.C. Siroval, Department of Canada, to present a bouquet to our technical chairperson, Dr. M. Bedul, sir. Thank you, sir. May I request P.T. Agnes, Department of English, to bucket to our rapporteur, Dr. S.P. Talwar, sir. Thank you, sir. Finally, we also extend our appreciation to our media representative. May I request Dea Pagal, Department of Journalism, to present a flower to our media persons. Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are truly honored by your gracious presence and valuable support in making this conference a grand success. Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful presentation. Life symbolizes knowledge and removes the darkness of ignorance. To formally inaugurate this conference, I invite Dr. Basavaraj P. Rono along with all other dignitaries to light the ceremonial lamp.
ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಗಾಳಿಯೂ ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಕೆ ಎಸ್ ನರಸಿಂಹಸ್ವಾಮಿಯವರ ಈ ಗಾಳಿಯು ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಮಾರದಿರಲಿ ಹಡಗು ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಮುಳುಗದಿರಲಿ ಬದುಕು ದೀಪವು ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಗಾಳಿಯು ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಮಾರದಿರಲಿ ಬೆಳಕು ಬೆಟ್ಟವು ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಬಯಲು ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟವು ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಬಯಲು ನಿನ್ನದೇ ಕಬ್ಬಿಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ನೆಲದ ಬಿಸಿಲು ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ನಿನ್ನದೇ ನೆಲದ
दीप ज्योति परब्रह्म दीप ज्योति जनार्दन दीपो में हरत पापम दीप ज्योति नमोस्तुते. The light of the lamp represents the supreme divine. May this great light remove all darkness and negativity. Thank you all the dignitaries. May this light guide us towards knowledge and enlightenment. Next, we move on to a very special moment of this national level conference, the release of abstract. An abstract is the seed of research that grows into knowledge and discovery. Today's abstract release symbolizes the sharing of ideas that can shape tomorrow. I feel honored to invite our esteemed dignitaries for the official release of the conference abstract.
Thank you, all the respected dignitaries, for unveiling the abstract book. This will surely serve as a lasting memory and valuable academic record of this conference. Now we move on to the felicitation ceremony. I request all the dignitaries to kindly felicitate our today's inaugurator, Dr. Basavaraj P. Dono, sir, Academic Director and Head Department of English, Central University, Kanpur. I request all the dignitaries to felicitate our inaugurator of today's conference. Thank you all. I request all the dignitaries to felicitate today's keynote speaker of this conference, Professor Rao Tripathi sir, Department of Political Science, Goa University, Goa. I request all the dignitaries to felicitate our keynote speaker. I request Shilpa Tripathi madam to join the felicitation program. I kindly request Shilpa Tripathi madam to join the felicitation ceremony. Thank you, all the dignitaries. The donors are the main figures of the program. Now it's time to felicitate there will be a slight change in the agenda. Now I request donor of this conference, Srinath Halgi Gowda, to come on the dais and receive the felicitation from the dignitaries. I request Halgi Gowda sir to receive the felicitation from the dignitaries.
Disconnected.
I request all the dignitaries to felicitate our today's speaker, Dr. Mahesh Gajatnawar sir, Chairman and Associate Professor, School of Classical Kannada Language Studies, RCU, Belgaum. I request all the dignitaries to felicitate our speaker. Thank you, sir. Now, I request Dr. M.N. Bennur, sir, Associate Professor, Department of History, STC College, Banati, kindly receive our felicitation by the dignitaries. I request M.N. Bennur, sir, to receive our felicitation. Thank you, sir. Now I request another speaker of today's conference, Dr. M.S. Mirzekar, sir, Associate Professor, Economics, SVM Arts, Science and Commerce College, Irukal, Karnataka. I request Dr. M.S. Mirzekar, sir, to receive our felicitation from the dignitaries. Thank you, sir. Now I request the rapporteur of this national level conference, Dr. S.P. Talwar, sir, Principal and Head Department of Political Science, Shivanand College, Dharwad, to receive our felicitation from the dignitaries. I request Dr. S.P. Talwar, sir, to receive the felicitation from the dignitaries.
Thank you all the dignitaries for the felicitation ceremony. And investments in knowledge always pays the best interest. Now it's time to hear the words from our esteemed inaugurator, I invite Dr. Basavaraj P. Donu, sir, Academic Director and Head Department of English, Central University, Kalaburgi, to deliver the inaugural address.
Good morning. Good morning to you. Shri Jayanand M. Manamalli, Director, KD Society, Belgavi, Chairman, FCB, Mahalipur, in his absentia. Professor Rahul Tripathi Saab, Professor Political Science, ED, Kosambi School of Social Sciences, Goa University, the keynote speaker. Dr. Mahesh Rajapalawat, Chairman and Associate Professor, School of Classical Kannada and Studies, CU Belgavi. Speaker for the conference, Dr. M.S. Vijayakar, Associate Professor, Economics, STM, Arts, Science and Commerce College, Tilkal, Karnataka. Another speaker for the conference, Dr. M.N. Pennu, Associate Professor, Department of History, STC College, Banahatti, one speaker for the conference. Dr. S.P. Nadwa, Principal and Head Political Science, Shivanand College, Dharwad, about here. Sri N.B. Patil, Principal of this college. Dr. Srimati S.T. Sara Gandhi, IPC Coordinator and Conference Director. My dear colleagues, participants, students, ladies and gentlemen. May I know how many of you do not understand Kannada? May I know how many of you do not understand Kannada? Oh, nobody understands Kannada? Or everybody understands Kannada? ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಇರುವ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೈ ಎತ್ತಿ Okay. And how many of you are the students of English literature? Nobody. Oh my God. It's a real trouble and it's a real problem because I'm basically fundamentally professor of English. Anyway, first of all, see, I must also thank Krishnakant Patil. Krishnakant Patil has been instrumental in my bringing here, in my coming here. I'm here because of him. To begin with, let me say that I have inaugurated this one-day conference on contemporary discourses in social sciences and languages with a lot of love, admiration. I must also thank the principal of this college and the faculty members and the students for many reasons. One of the reasons why I feel like thanking the head of the institution is the kind of discipline that we have maintained in the campus. It's a beautiful campus. When I came to this campus, I was very delighted to see this very deep, beautiful, clean campus. Cleanliness matters. Cleanliness matters. Baswana says, first ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆ ರಜೆ ತುಂಬಿ ಮನೆಯೊಳಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಲ ಸಂಗಮ ದೇವ. If your house is dirty, it only means the owner of the house is not staying in the house. If the campus is not clean, the classrooms are not clean, then that only means that there are no students here and there are no teachers here. This is a beautiful campus. This is a beautiful small auditorium. We are all very deeply seated, very curious to listen to what we are going to say. I like the entire campus. Okay, the physical beauty and also the intellectual beauty. Thank you so much. I don't know whether I should speak in Kannada or English. Any problem if I speak in English? Any problem if I speak in English? Any problem if I speak in Kannada? You don't respond. This is the problem. Our students have stopped responding to teachers. Our students have stopped asking questions. Our students have stopped making observations. So we are teaching you, or we are drawing your attention to the importance and significance of discourses. Contemporary discourses in humanities, in social sciences and languages. I'm sure that by the end of the day, all the participants, including the students, will learn something about what is narrative and what is a discourse, or the difference between a discourse and a narrative. And I must thank the organizers of the conference for titling the conference as Contemporary Discourses in Social Sciences and Languages. I find it difficult to speak about discourses, contemporary discourses in languages, because if I begin to speak about it, I have to refer to the political discourses, what the politicians are speaking. I should be very careful. Because I know that some of you support this party and some of you support that party. I am partyless. I'm only interested in knowledge. I'm only interested in academics. You want to go? You can close the door for some time. Then there will be no disturbance. Otherwise, the discourses wouldn't happen in this conference. Yes. What I will do is, I will speak for about 25 to 30 minutes, even less than that. My time starts now. It is 10:44. I'll speak in English for about 15 to 20 minutes and 5 to 10 minutes in Kannada and wind up my English, so that everybody will be happy. I'll begin in English and end in Kannada. ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ನಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭವಾಗಿ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಕ್ತಾಯಗೊಳ್ಳಲಿದೆ ನನ್ನ ಇಂದಿನ ಜರ್ನಿ. My journey begins from England and ends in Karnataka, Mahalipur, Mudhoಳ ತಾಲೂಕು, Bagalkot district, Karnataka state. Okay. So I don't want to give a very serious lecture on discourses, narratives, and so on. I'll only share my understanding of this thing called discourses in the context of English literature, in English language, with all of you. Don't think that I'm going to give you some very original ideas and thoughts. Not like that. I'm a very simple man. I must thank the lady teacher for speaking very nice words about me. I'm a very simple man, but I have not done anything. I'm still in the process of learning, in the process of understanding.
I spent all my time in reading books, in understanding, in acquiring knowledge. So I'm talking about knowledge today. And many people think, at least some people think that knowledge is neutral. Knowledge is neutral. Any knowledge for that matter. Knowledge does not belong to this section or that section, this party or that party, this ideology, that ideology. No, it's not like that. Knowledge is never neutral. This is what Michel Foucault writes in his book. And all the exponents of discourses, various discourses have said this, that knowledge is not neutral. When you speak, you are not neutral, you are taking a stand. You are identifying with a certain understanding. You are identifying yourself with a certain ideology, with a certain way of life, certain tradition, certain custom, and so on. So, all of us speak different discourses. No two people can speak the same discourse. I am speaking now, then Mr. Tripathi will speak, and don't think that we agree with each other. I am a man of literature and he is a man of political science. We differ because knowledge is not universal. This is post-modern theory. Knowledge is not universal. Knowledge is plural. And your understanding is different, my understanding is different, because you are different, I am different. So roughly, discourse means the language that you speak and the language that you write. Nothing else. This is discourse. But don't think that anybody who speaks discourses. For instance, if Vidura speaks in the Mahabharata, he speaks a discourse. When Krishna speaks, he speaks a discourse on politics. When he dictates the Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, he is giving a discourse. The Bhagavad Gita is a discourse. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has given us a beautiful discourse. The Constitution is a discourse. And all the articles that Constitution contains, they are discourses. Every play of Shakespeare is a discourse. Every single line that Shakespeare writes in his 37 plays, 150 sonnets, and 2 long poems is a discourse and is a narrative. What I am doing now at present, I am also developing a discourse. Discourse means a unique way of saying. When I speak and when I write, it is a discourse. And discourse means knowledge. And knowledge is not neutral. Knowledge is not neutral. I have some 4 points in my mind to discuss that I discuss. First, power, knowledge, and discourse. I say language is power. It's a bit difficult, and I request the participants and delegates to pay serious attention to this. Knowledge is power, and power is knowledge. Knowledge is not neutral, and language is not neutral. For instance, in the beginning, I told you if I begin to speak about the discourse, I will have to refer to political statements. A couple of days ago, I don't take the name because this is an institution and I also represent an institution. I'm not a politician. I don't belong to any political party. So, a leader of a political party, the president of a political party, Indian political party, made a statement that Prime Minister is a terrorist. This is a discourse. It's not a It's not a statement, it's a discourse. Okay? And this is power. This is power. The man who made this statement that the Prime Minister of India is a terrorist has a power. And how does he acquire power? Number one, my question is, how does he acquire power? I'm only trying to explain discourse. Does he get power because he's a senior man? Number one. Does he get power because he happens to be the president of an old political Indian party? Number three. Does he acquire power because he happens to belong to a certain category? How does he acquire this power? This is a discourse. He has developed a discourse. What is the discourse? The Indian Prime Minister is a terrorist. Okay. And remember, the Indian Prime Minister does not head a political party. The moment you are elected as the Prime Minister, you are the head of the government of India. You just don't represent your party, don't represent your religion. A Prime Minister does not have any religion. He may, as a person, he has his religion. But as the head of the government, he does not have any religion. The Chief Minister of the state, no, he doesn't belong to any particular caste or community or a religion. Because he represents the state, he is the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Can we ever say that the Prime Minister of India is a terrorist? So how can you live in a country headed by a terrorist? I'm countering the discourse. It's a political discourse. Later on he said, no, I didn't say that he was a terrorist. I only said that he creates a terror. He gave a twist to this. He changed it. This is one simple example of discourse. Okay, the Prime Minister of India is the head of the government, is the head of the country, and he represents all the 140 crore people living in this country, practicing many religions and belonging to so many communities, castes, and so on. And today we are generating political narratives and political discourses. Your WhatsApp, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Xtara, they are full of discourses. Nobody is Arjuna, nobody is Duryodhana, nobody is Karna, nobody is Vidura. But everybody thinks that, yes, I am Lord Krishna myself, I am Bhagwan Sri Ram, I am Ambedkar myself, I am Swami Vivekananda, I am Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. We are all developing these discourses and narratives. And these discourses and narratives are confusing us, creating problems for us. And we do not know which discourse to believe and which discourse not to believe. So one should be careful when one listens to a discourse, when one listens to a narrative, maybe political narrative, maybe social narrative, all sorts of narratives and all sorts of discourses, because they're all not neutral. So, inspired by Michel Foucault, contemporary humanities examine how knowledge is never neutral. I started my presentation with this statement that knowledge is not neutral. Knowledge is political. Knowledge is social. Knowledge is political. Okay, and it has its own cultural undertone. When I speak, when I make a statement, it's not a neutral statement. I say I don't belong to a party, but when I say I also belong to some ideology, some lifestyle, some cultural, some culture, and some civilization, and so on. But it's very difficult. I'm basically a teacher. I'm basically an academician. And how can an academician make a statement without being political? ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯ ಆದವರು ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ವಿಧ್ವಂಸ ಆದವರು ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ವಿಧ್ವಂಸ ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತನಾದವನು ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ಆಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾತನಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ನಾನು ಮಾತನಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೂ ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ಮಾತನಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವಿದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸಂಕಥನ ಕಥನ, ನರೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಥನ ಅನ್ಕೋಬಹುದು, ಡಿಸ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಂಕಥನ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಸಾಲು ಮಾತನಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದೇ ಸಂಕಲನ, ಒಂದು ಸಾಲು ಬರೆದರೆ ಅದೇ ಸಂಕಲನ. ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಬರೀರಿ, ಒಂದು ಲೇಖನ ಬರೀರಿ, ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಸಂಪಾದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಏನೇ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಅದೊಂದು ಸಂಕಲನ, ಅದೊಂದು ಡಿಸ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್. ಈ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದು ನ್ಯೂಟ್ರಲ್ ಆಗಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಜ್ಞಾನ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಮಿತಿ ಇದೆ. ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಸೇರಿರ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ, ಆ ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ, ಈ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಕ್ಕೆ, ಆ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಕ್ಕೆ, ಇತ್ಯಾದಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಒಬ್ಬ ಬುದ್ಧಿಜೀವಿ, ಒಬ್ಬ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕ, ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿ ಅಂತ ಮಾತನಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೈ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್. A writer, a teacher, an intellectual should not speak like a politician. Because the politics of language is different from the politics of literature. The politics of language. ಒಬ್ಬ ಕವಿಯ ಭಾಷೆ ಬೇರೆ, ಒಬ್ಬ ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿಯ ಭಾಷೆ ಬೇರೆ. As a politician, I can promise you that I am going to do this if you vote me to power. And when you vote me to power, I shall not do it. If I do it, I am not a politician. Right? But when a teacher speaks, he can't speak like a politician. If he promises, then he has to fulfill his promise. If an intellectual speaks, he should fulfill his promise. But it is very unfortunate that in India today, both the politicians and academicians are using the same language. This is our problem. ರಾಜಕಾರಣಿಗಳು, ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು, ಮಠಾಧೀಶರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಜನರು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೇ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದು ರಾಜಕಾರಣದ ಭಾಷೆ, ಅದು ರಾಜಕಾರಣದ ಸಂದರ್ಭ. We are only using the discourse of politics. So, as a result, we don't trust each other, we don't believe each other. We are together, but we don't appreciate each other. ನಾವು ಜೊತೆಯಾಗಿ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ, ಜೊತೆಯಾಗಿ ಸೇರ್ತೇವೆ, ಜೊತೆಯಾಗಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ತರಕಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನು ನಂಬೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಬ್ಬರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಡುವೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯೂ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ನೇಹವೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. We have neither friendship nor any kind of relationship. Because we have become politicians. Everybody is using the language of politics. This is the most terrifying, horrifying, problematic contemporary problem. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಸಮಸ್ಯೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಬಳಸುವ ಭಾಷೆ. I'm very careful. I'm more worried about language. Because you kill somebody and you say, I am innocent, right? And every killer in India claims that he is innocent. He is an innocent. How can we believe him? ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಬಹಳ ಬುದ್ಧ, ನಾನು ಬಹಳ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವನು, ನನ್ನ ಜನರನ್ನ, ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಜೆಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ನಾನು ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಕೊಲೆ ಮಾಡೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯ ತಪ್ಪು ಜಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೀಡಿದೆ. The court has given a wrong judgment. ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಪರಾಧಿಗಳಿರಬೇಕು. Does this mean that there are no criminals in this country? There are no killers in this country? There are no rapists in this country? There are no looters in this country? Yes, there are. But when they are caught, they say that they are innocent. And who is innocent? Can you tell me who is innocent? If I say I'm innocent, do you believe? No, you don't believe. Because you don't believe because the word innocence has become corrupt. ಮುಗ್ಧತೆ ಎಂಬ ಶಬ್ದವೇ ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಗೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಗೊಂಡ ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ, ಭ್ರಷ್ಟಗೊಂಡ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. We're all responsible for this. And all of us have to be played. Now, all of us have to restore the meaning to the language. The language has been devalued. ಭಾಷೆ ತನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಕಳೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದೆ, ತನ್ನ ಸೌಂದರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕಳೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದೆ, ನಂಬಿಕೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸವನ್ನು ಕಳೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ನಾನು if I say you are like my daughter, ಒಂದು ಹುಡುಗಿಗೆ ಅಮ್ಮ ನೀನು ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳಿದ್ದಾಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕೆ ನಾನು ನಂಬಿ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ನಂಬ್ತೀರಾ ಈಗ? ಮಗಳೇ ಎಂದು ಕರೆಯುವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಅವಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗಿ ವರ್ತಿಸಿದರೆ, somebody who calls a girl daughter, if he misuses her, if he tries to take disadvantage of his proximity with her. Again, if I call you Anna, say hello Anna. All of us are Annas. No trust. Anna, Appa, Akka, Tanki. These words have lost their meanings. Look at the social media. So horrible, so dangerous. Right? ಮಾವ ಸೊಸೆಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸಂಸಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಧಾರಾವಾಹಿಗಳು ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಅತ್ತಿಗೆ ಜೊತೆ ವೈದ್ಯನ, ಮಗಳ ಗಂಡನ ಜೊತೆ ಅತ್ತೆ ಏನಿದೆ ನಾವು. So what I'm trying to say to you is that we are not aware of what we are doing, and we do not mean what we say. That's what they said. ನಾನು ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೂ ನನ್ನ ವಿಚಾರಕ್ಕೂ ಮತ್ತು ಆಚಾರಕ್ಕೂ ಒಂದು ಕೂದಲು ಎಳೆಯಷ್ಟು ಅಂತರ ಇದ್ದರೆ ತಲೆದಂಡ ಕೊಡಲು ಸಲ್ಲವೇ. What I say, I write. What I write, what I say. If you find this slightest difference between what I say, what I write, then I will cut my hand. Can I say? No, I only say, if you find this slightest relationship between what I say and what I write, I will cut my hand. ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೂ ಎರಡರ ನಡುವೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ತಲೆಯನ್ನು ಕತ್ತರಿಸಿರಿ. Because I don't say what I mean, I don't practice what I say, and I don't practice what I say, and I don't say what I practice. So, I shall draw your attention to Shakespeare's play, Hamlet. Hamlet, after the day. Hamlet is Prince of Denmark. And he is holding a book in his hand and trying to read in it. There comes Polonius, courtier, and he stops him, asks him a question. My lord, what art thou reading? A Prabhuve, a Dore, edam ota iddene. He asks. The courtier asks this question to Prince Hamlet. Hamlet says, words, 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 words. What I am reading is words, no meaning in it. So when I speak, when I lecture, I only speak words, words, words. There is no meaning in it. And Shakespeare is asking a very fundamental question: why words that we speak do not convey any meaning? ನೀನು ಮಾತನಾಡುವ ಶಬ್ದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏಕೆ ಅರ್ಥವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ? There is no meaning in what you say. Hamlet says, Hamlet doesn't explain. When an younger brother can kill an elder brother, ತಮ್ಮ ಅಣ್ಣನನ್ನ ಕೊಲ್ಲುವುದಾದರೆ, when a wife can betray her own husband, ಯಾವಾಗ ಪತಿಗೆ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡುವುದಾದ್ರೆ, how can words have meaning? My uncle killed my brother, my uncle killed my father, and my mother married my uncle. So I see only words, words, words. In the beginning, one of the minor characters says something is written, something is rotten in the state of Denmark. It's a discourse. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Shakespeare ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. Shakespeare. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆನ್ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ದೇಶದ ರಾಜಕುಮಾರ. ಡೆನ್ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ದೇಶದ ರಾಜಕುಮಾರ. ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೆನ್ಮಾರ್ಕ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಕೊಳೆತು ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark. If you replace Denmark with Karnataka, something is rotten in the state of Karnataka, you can say ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಪಡೆದು ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಪಡೆದು ಹೋಗಿದೆ. So that's how you can universalize, discourse. So what I'm trying to say to you is that discourses shape what counts as truth. What you call truth is shaped by the discourse, and institutions like colleges, universities regulate knowledge, and humanities now question dominant narratives rather than simply preserving them. I said in the beginning, I have already said in the beginning that I'm not going to give a very well-planned, serious, very academic lecture on discourse or discourses. I'm only making some general observations, and once I do it, I call it a day. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತುಗಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಒಂದು 5-6 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು 2 ಸಂಗತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತಿಗೆ ನಾನು ವಿದಾಯ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. Let me speak in Kannada for 6 to 7 minutes for the benefit of the Kannada participants and Kannada students and Kannada teachers. ಇಲ್ಲಿವರೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಭಾಷೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಭಾಷೆಯ ಸಂಘಟನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ನರೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದೆ. ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಅರಿವಿನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಾವು ಕಲಿಯುವ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಳಬೇಕು. ಯಾವುದು ಸರಿ, ಯಾವುದು ತಪ್ಪು ಎನ್ನುವ ಒಂದು ವಿವೇಕ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನ, ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ, ಅರಿವನ್ನ, ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನ ಸಮಾಜದ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಗಾಗಿ, ಲೋಕ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣಕ್ಕಾಗಿ, ಜನರ ಬದುಕನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟುವುದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ, ಜನರ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳನ್ನ ಬೆಸೆಯುವುದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬಳಸಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಬುದ್ಧಿವಂತಿಕೆಯನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕಲ್ಪಕ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸೃಜನಶೀಲ ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಸಮಾಜದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಡಕನ್ನ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಜನರ ಭಾವನೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಉಂಟು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಜನರ ಮನಸ್ಸುಗಳನ್ನ ಒಡೆಯಬಾರ್ದು. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಭಾರತೀಯರಾಗಿ, ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಾಗಿ, ಭಾರತೀಯರಾಗಿ ಈ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ, ಈ ದೇಶವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ನಾವು ಕೇವಲ ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ನಾವು ಕೇವಲ ನನ್ನ ಕುಟುಂಬವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ನನ್ನ ಪತ್ನಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ನನ್ನ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಜಾತಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ನಾವು ಇಡೀ ಕನ್ನಡ ನಾಡಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಇಡೀ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಜಾಲತಾಣಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೂಡಿ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಈ ನರೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ಗಳು, ಕಥನಗಳು, ಈ ಡಿಸ್ಕೋರ್ಸಸ್ಗಳು, ಸಂಕಥನಗಳು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ದಾರಿ ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ತಾ ಇವೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸತ್ಯದ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಸುಳ್ಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸುಳ್ಳಿನ ಗೋರಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಂಡು, ಸುಳ್ಳಿನ ಸಮಾಧಿಯ ಮೇಲೆ ಕುಳಿತುಕೊಂಡು ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನ ಪ್ರತಿಪಾದಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಸುಳ್ಳಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಂತಿರುವ ಸಮಾಜ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿ ಹೊಂದುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸುಳ್ಳಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಕಟ್ಟಲಾದ ಯಾವ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯೂ ಉದ್ಧಾರವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವ ನಾಡು ದೇಶವೂ ಉದ್ಧಾರವಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಅರಿವನ್ನ, ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟುವುದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬಳಸಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಪಿಡಿ, ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನ. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಭಾಷೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಪವರ್, ಶಕ್ತಿ. ನೀವು ಬಹಳ ಸಮರ್ಥವಾಗಿ, ಪ್ರಭಾವಿಯಾಗಿ, ನಿರರ್ಗಳವಾಗಿ ಗಂಟೆಗಟ್ಟಲೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಅಪಾರವಾದ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಅಪಾರವಾದ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ದೇಶದ ಯಾವುದೇ ಪ್ರದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನೀವು ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಯಾವುದೇ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನೀವು ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಒಂದು ಕಾದಂಬರಿ ಬರೆದು 10 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿಯನ್ನ ನೀವು ಗಳಿಸಬಹುದು. 2 ಉಪನ್ಯಾಸ ನೀಡಿ 10 ಲಕ್ಷ ಸಂಭಾವನೆಯನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಪಡೆಯಬಹುದು. ಅಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಪರಂಪರೆಯನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯವನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಧರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ಟೀಕೆ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಹೀಗಳೆಯಬಾರ್ದು. ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. 2 ಉದಾಹರಣೆಯನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಇದೆ ಶೇಕ್ಸ್ಪಿಯರ್ ಕೊನೆಯ ನಾಟಕ ದ ಟೆಂಪೆಸ್ಟ್. ದ ಟೆಂಪೆಸ್ಟ್ ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪಾತ್ರ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಪನ್ ಅಂತ ಅವನ ಹೆಸರು. ಒಂದು ದ್ವೀಪದ ಮೂಲ ಪ್ರಜೆ, ದ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಇನ್ಹ್ಯಾಬಿಟೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ an island. ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಪನ್. ಆ ದ್ವೀಪಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಇಂದ ಬೇರೆ ಒಂದು ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬ ದೊರೆ ಬಂದು ಆ ಜನರ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವನ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಚಲಾಯಿಸ್ತಾನೆ. ಕಲೋನಿಯಲ್ ಪವರ್. 14ನೇ ಶತಮಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದು 3.5 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಕಾಲ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಆಳಿ ಹೋದ್ರು. ಈಗ ಅವರು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋದ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಆಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತೇನೆ. English is the most dangerous language in the world. It's a killer language. It's killing all our languages. ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ 220-30 ವರ್ಷ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಭಾರತೀಯರಿಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ಭಾಷೆ ಉಳಿಯುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, 8 ನಿಮಿಷ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪದಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕಮೆಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ 10 ಸಾಲಿನಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಸಾಲು ಕೂಡ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪದಗಳಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪದಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ತಾಯಂದ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿ ಅನಕ್ಷರಸ್ತೆ. ನನ್ನ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಟಾಟಾ ಅಂತ ಯಾವಾಗ ಟಾಟಾ ಅಕ್ಷರ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 10 ಶಬ್ದಗಳೆಲ್ಲ 5 ಶಬ್ದ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. 80 ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಿ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನು ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಹೋದಷ್ಟು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ಅರಿವಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಬನ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅವನ ಮಾಲೀಕರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಯು ಟಾಟ್ ಮೀ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್, ಯು ಟಾಟ್ ಮೀ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್. My profit on it is I know how to curse you. ನೋಡು, ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನ ಕಲಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಇದರಿಂದ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಲಾಭ ಏನೆಂದರೆ, ಇದರಿಂದ ಆದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಏನೆಂದರೆ, ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಶಪಿಸಬೇಕು ಎಂದು ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ. ನಿನ್ನ ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನು ಬಳಸಿ ನಾನು ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಗೇಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಯಾಲಿಬನ್ ಹೇಳಿದ. ಆದರೆ 300 ವರ್ಷಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಒಬ್ಬ ಭಾರತೀಯರು ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಓದಿದ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನ, ಅಮೆರಿಕನ್ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನ ಹುಡುಕುತ್ತಾರೆ ಹೊರತು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡಿಗೆ, ಅಮೆರಿಕೆಗೆ ಕಳಿಸುವ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನೀವು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಓದುವ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಅಮ್ಮನಿಗೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಸ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ದಾರಿ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನನ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಧಾರವಾಡದಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಾಳೆ, ಒಂದು ಕಾಲೇಜಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಧ್ಯಾಪಕಿ. ಅವಳ ಅಣ್ಣ ಅಮೆರಿಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ, ತಾಯಿ ಅವಳ ಜೊತೆ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ. ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಸರ್, ನನ್ನ ತಾಯಿನ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ದವಾಖಾನೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಸರಿ ಅಮ್ಮ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಣ್ಣ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಕಳಿಸಿಲ್ಲ, ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಮಗಳು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನಿನ್ನ ಅಮೆರಿಕದ ಹಣ ಕಳಿಸುವವರೆಗೂ ನೀನು ನಿನ್ನ ತಾಯಿಯ ಕಟ್ಟಿನ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಬೇಕ, ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡು, ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಪರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಯೋಜನ ಇದೆ, ನಾನು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ರು. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 1 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೆ 1 ಕೋಟಿ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಗಳಿಸುವ ಮಗ ತನ್ನ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿರುವ ತನ್ನ ತಾಯಿಯ ಕಟ್ಟಿನ ಚಿಕಿತ್ಸೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಂಜೆ ಪತ್ನಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ 2 ಲಕ್ಷ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. If you take your wife and children for outing in an evening, either in England or America, you will have to spend minimum 2 lakhs. 2 ಲಕ್ಷ. ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದಿಷ್ಟೇ, ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಭಾಷಾ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯಗಳನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ತಿಳುವಳಿಕೆಯನ್ನ, ಅರಿವನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಂಗ್ರಹವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬಳಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಮೊದಲು ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ನಾಡವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕು. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಬೇರೆ ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ನನಗೊಬ್ಬ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿ ಕೇಳಿದ, ಸರ್ ವೈ ಯು ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಯು ಲವ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್? In this life, I only love and like Indians and nobody else. No, I cannot love like Pakistanis. I don't hate them. ತಿರಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ನಾನು ಅವ್ರ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ 140 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಒಂದು ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬಂದೇ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಸಮಾಜದ ಋಣವನ್ನು ತೀರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೊದಲನೆಯದು ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಯ ಋಣವನ್ನು ತೀರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ನಾನು ಚಿಕ್ಕವರಿದ್ದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ತಾಯಿಗೆ ಬೈತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಬೈದಾಗ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಲೇ ಮುದ್ದಿನ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಿ, ಯಾರು ಮಗು ಬೈತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ನು ನಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಿದ್ದು ನನ್ನ ಅಜ್ಜಿ ಅವಾಗ. ಈ ನನ್ನ ಅವ್ವ ಅಪ್ಪ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, 5 ಜನ ನನಗೆ ಸಹೋದರಿಗಳು, ಆದ್ರೂ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಬ್ರು ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ. ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತನಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನು ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವ್ರು ಅದಾದ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ರಿಚೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಇನ್ ದ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಮೈ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೀ ಅಟ್ ಮೈ ರೆಸಿಡೆನ್ಸ್. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟಾಕ್ ಟು ದೇಮ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ. ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಆಫ್ ದೇಮ್. ಸೊ ಮೊದಲನೆಯದು ನಮ್ಮ ಪಾಲಕರನ್ನ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸಬೇಕು, ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರನ್ನ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರನ್ನು ಹೇಳೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಶಿಕ್ಷಕರನ್ನ ಗೌರವಿಸಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಮುದಾಯ ಸಮಾಜ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ಒಂದು ಸಮುದಾಯ, ನಮಗೆ ಭಾರತ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಸಮುದಾಯ. all citizens of this country, we should recognize the caste. ಜಾತಿಯರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಿಮ್ಮತ್ತನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬಾರದು. ಇದು ಬಸವನಾಡಿದವರು ಇವನಾಮವನ್ನು ಗಳಿಸಿದೆಯಾ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ಹೀಗೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ದೇಶದ ಕೃಷಿಗಳಾಗಿ, ಒಂದು ಮನೆಯ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕನ್ನು ರೂಪಿಸಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ನಮ್ಮ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿತ್ವವನ್ನು ಕಟ್ಟಿಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಜಗತ್ತಿಗೆ ಮಾದರಿಯಾಗೋಣ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತುಗಳು ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಕು. ದೇವರು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು ಮಾಡಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭವಾಗಲಿ. So in these scattered remarks of mine, Mr. Tripathi sir, I wind up my presentation and I request Tripathi sir to excuse me and allow me to leave this hall and move towards Puri to attend an important meeting at 2 o'clock. And I tender my applause to you, and I come to your university in Goa to listen to you. And I have heard about the Tripathi. Please listen to him. He's a wonderful teacher, wonderful man, very great scholar, and he teaches political science. And I am not very fortunate to listen to him today. And your principal is a very tall man, like Amitabh Bachchan, very handsome, very tall, taller than I am. That's it, the tallest man in the auditorium, but soft spoken, very sweet man. Thank you so much, and Party, and he is my very sweet. All right, Chandrakant Party, very sincere young teacher, and he called me 2 weeks ago, asked me if I could come to Malipur and inaugurate this one day national conference. I said yes, because I do not want to disappoint young teachers. And he happens to be students of Pooja Haryar, who was my student at Karnataka College. She recommended, and Lord Shiva is ಶಿವ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಭಕ್ತರನ್ನ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡುವ ಶಿವ. ರಾಜ್ಕುಮಾರ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅಭಿಮಾನಿ ದೇವರ ಕಡೆ ರಾಜ್ಕುಮಾರ್ ನನ್ನ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಿಯವಾದ ನಟ. I'm a great fan of Rajkumar. He said Abhimani ದೇವರ ಕಡೆ. Shiva loves his devotees. As a teacher, I always love and respect my students. So I'm here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your enlightening, encouraging, and enrichment inaugural speech. Now, I request Shri T.D. Dangi sir to present the bouquet to Dr. Apu Rathod sir, judge of today's conference technical session as a token of respect and gratitude.
Now I request Shri S.S. Mugla sir to present a bouquet to Dr. K. Maurati sir, retired principal of our college. And also, I request M.S. Laboratory sir to present the bouquet to Shri V.S. Angdi sir, retired physical director of our college. Now I request N.L. Hippergi sir to present a bouquet to Shri G.A. Patpati sir, retired economic professor of our college.
Thank you, Madhavan sir and Anandipalki sir. The beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take away from you. Now, I invite our chief guest and keynote speaker of today's national level conference, Professor Rahul Tripathi sir, Department of Political Science, Goa University, Goa, to deliver the keynote address in this occasion.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. I actually wanted to start with something else by saying in Kannada that Professor Donour has already stolen my thunder, which I basically meant to say that what I wanted to say as social scientist, as political scientist, he touched upon very good. But then the Kannada translation was so tough that I thought I would rather not try. I tried AI, I tried Professor Patil, but it was very tough. So I start with Kellarigu Namaskara. Respected dignitaries on the dais, Mr. Patil, the organizers, the participants. It's indeed a great pleasure for me to be here for this today's conference. And I must compliment the organizers for keeping this seminar as kind of a conversation between social sciences and languages. And if I can start with the same note as Professor Donour did, आप में से कितने लोग यहाँ पे हिंदी में कंफर्टेबल हैं, हिंदी समझते हैं? स्टूडेंट्स की तरफ से नहीं पता चल रहा है, क्या स्टूडेंट्स हिंदी समझते हैं? थोड़ी बहुत कम समझते हैं, but don't worry, I don't think I'm going to speak in Hindi. Whatever I'm going to speak, I'm going to speak in English, but then I will speak in language, because language is important, which is easy to understand both for students and also the researchers and the participants who are going to be part of this conference. And I decided to keep my title as Contemporary Issues and Challenges in Social Sciences, which is also the broad theme as far as your seminar is concerned. And I would like to start by giving an example of a conversation I had with one of my very, very dear and eminent colleagues who comes from the science. We were sitting in a canteen having tea, and you know, canteens are the places where sometimes the most interesting discussion takes place. And he told me that Rahul, oh yes, please, yeah. Please, So we were having this conversation with the canteen, and he said, Rahul, what is the need for so many disciplines? Social science, you have political science, history, sociology, social work. I feel there is no need for so many disciplines. You all should merge into one. So there should only be one social science to be taught at the university that will help in optimizing resources and many other things. Then I gave him some answer, a very general answer, saying that no, sir, I think society is very complex. In order to understand the society, you need to have some disciplinary specializations. So if I want to understand the politics of the day, how do I do it without having a deep understanding of the science? If I want to understand caste system, the transformation that caste is having or religion is having, how do I do away with sociology? How can I do away with history? So that was the immediate answer I gave him. But then obviously his question had much deeper manifestations. And that also reflects in some way the challenges and the crisis that social sciences is facing today. We must understand that social sciences is about not just understanding the society, it is also about interpreting it, and it is also about transformation. So if we belong to the discipline of social sciences, we are actually talking about creating a body of knowledge that helps us to understand the world around us in a much better way, to interpret it in a better way, also to therefore try and change it. Unlike the scientist friends that we have, who have their physical laboratories, for us, society is the biggest laboratory. So for me, this seminar hall itself is a laboratory in terms of the composition that is there in this room. I can make out that there are more girls than boys in this room. So that tells me a story. It tells me about a certain orientation that perhaps the college also has. It also tells me about the upward mobility that has taken place in this particular region. And this is a story which is not just being repeated here, but this is a story which is happening all over India. So, for us as social scientists, the field around us is the society, the family, and the nation. And therefore, if somebody tells us that social sciences can just be confined in a single room and understood, please counter it. Having said that, I would say that we in the present times are facing some very significant challenges. Not just me as a political scientist. You can make out that Professor Donor, he is a man of language, literature, yet his speech was full of political anecdotes. So there is a certain challenge that we face as social scientists, all the more those of us who are of political science and international relations. So many of the examples that I give, therefore, will come from my own discipline, but then they will have a certain bearing as far as other disciplines also are concerned. I would say that there are three different kinds of challenges. The first is the substantive challenge in terms of the subject matter of what we are supposed to study. And as I mentioned earlier, for us, it's the society which is our subject matter. And you would agree with me that the society that we live in, the state that we live in, and the world that we live in is in a state of very drastic transformation. Not that last 10-15 years have been very significant or transformational, but society itself has been undergoing a certain transformation. Yet, what is different in the recent times is the speed, the intensity, and the impact that it has on our day-to-day lives.
whether we are talking about the local level, the national level, or in the international level. I would say the question of identity is making a comeback in our day-to-day discourse in a very, very significant way. Whether local, national, or international domain. So, the question of identity, therefore, is something which is very, very unique, inherently linked what we discuss within the context of social sciences. Professor Dormo gave an example of a politician. I'll give you another example of a preacher, because he also talked about the Mahants, the preachers. So last week we had a preacher who came to Goa, who was invited by an organization which claimed to be protecting the interests of a particular community. He gave a speech which talked about the other community, which is also there in Goa, made comments about their patronage in a very derogatory manner, and started bringing up questions of history which, for us Goans, and I call myself a Goan because I've been there for 5 years now. So for us to bring back those questions which are now sensitive, even though the time when those things took place was a very, very difficult time. But to bring back those questions now, I think creates very, very difficult situations. Obviously, he made some very, very damaging remarks left that led to furor, and now the police has got to hunt for it. And I do hear that he has been arrested and he's been brought back to work. So a very irresponsible statement made by somebody who claims to defend a particular faith, and somehow the faith appears to have come in danger very, very drastically in the recent years. Creates tensions in our society. We all thought at some point of time, till certain time, till a few years back, right? Globalization was becoming a norm and it was leading to a situation where identities were becoming more universal in nature. Globalization was symbolic of a certain pluralism where all identities merged, common values were coming in. And then suddenly something happened and people like Trump came. So see, from a very local example, I move on to a global example. And the moment Mr. Trump came, it was all about nations rediscovering their boundaries. Nations being given a priority. America first, India first, make America great again. Questioning the whole idea of migration, not just illegal migration, but also legal migration, stating that it was hurting the interests of domestic community and assertion of national identities. I would say that Mr. Donald Trump should be treated more as a symptom. He is not the cause. The cause is something wider. And for us social scientists, that is a question that needs to be deeply explored. Where we correct in understanding or analyzing the phenomena of globalization and social emergence. Did we already start appreciating globalization without looking at it from a critical lens? Because globalization also was creating its own sense of insecurity, inequalities. So the work of a social scientist, therefore, cannot just rest presuming that the conventions, the norms which have been established at a particular point of time will remain. While scientific theories can presume to remain valid at a certain point of time, till a certain point of time, new discoveries are made. For us, within the domain of social sciences, I think the process of transformation continues. So, whether it is our local society, whether it is our nation, or the global scale, therefore, we need to understand the world in more substantive terms as critically as we can. So that's the first level of challenge. Society is transforming very fast. We need to understand the manner in which social change is taking place and the way it is impacting our communities, our localities, our nations, and the world around us. The second challenge that social sciences faces is the challenge or the dilemma of location within the current university system or education system in India, which is something which is fairly well known. And principals were all asking that question to me as to whether we are able to attract students when it comes to conventional disciplines within the domain of social sciences. So certainly, social sciences and languages as areas of potential aspiration are facing a great deal of challenge in view of the other disciplines which we call as the STEM disciplines, science, technology, engineering, and management, which are coming. So a very obvious question therefore is that a student who opts for social sciences, is he likely to get the same place in the job market as those from STEM disciplines would aspire for? It's not a very easy question to answer. Yes, we do not have as many appropriate openings or spaces for students to aspire to going for these subjects. And therefore, the orientation of these subjects therefore has transformed itself, changed itself, and the emphasis now coming more and more towards adding the skill-based component or adding a more skill-based component. अगर आप सोशल साइंसेस को उसी पुराने फ्रेमवर्क में पढ़ाते रहेंगे तो उन स्टूडेंट्स की जॉब मार्केट में इतनी वैल्यू नहीं रहेगी. So we need to therefore modify the manner in which we teach social sciences. Social sciences को शायद और प्रैक्टिकल और स्किल बेस्ड बनाना पड़ेगा. That is one level of challenge. The other level of challenge also is the kind of research that now is being encouraged in the domain of social sciences. Indian Council of Social Science Research, जो कि प्रीमियर फंडिंग एजेंसी है सोशल साइंस रिसर्च के लिए, अगर आप उसकी वेबसाइट पे जाइए तो देखिए इस तरह के रिसर्च को ज्यादा एनकरेज किया जा रहा है जो पॉलिसी रिसर्च. I'm not saying policy research is not important. We need to have very strong grounding for policy research also. But at the same time, doing research on critical social sciences, about political theory, about political thought, about the social transformations which are taking place, also is equally important. So there is therefore the locational dilemma of how do we look at the place of social sciences in the current university and the research ecosystem. A third challenge, which I call as a universal challenge, सार्वभौमिक challenge से कहा जा सकता है, जो कि हर कोई फेस कर रहा है, वो है वो चैलेंज जो आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस की तरफ से आ रहा है. अब आप ये पूछेंगे कि एआई का इफेक्ट सोशल साइंसेस पे कैसे होगा? नो, आई थिंक एआई डज अफेक्ट सोशल साइंसेस आल्सो इन अ वेरी वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट. The text that I read, the interpretation that I can make of one particular article is available to me at the click of the button. So, as a student या एज अ टीचर अगर मैं चाहूँ तो किसी आर्टिकल पे जो मैं पहले 1 घंटा लगा के उसको पढ़ता था, अब उसकी समरी मुझको रेडीमेड मिल जाती है. तो एक तरह से ये बड़ी अच्छी बात भी है क्योंकि इससे मुझे बहुत ही कम टाइम लगाना पड़ रहा है एक समरी बनाने के लिए. बट इसका एक बहुत नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट भी है. वो नेगेटिव एस्पेक्ट क्या है कि वो समरी बनाने के लिए मुझे जो एक मानसिक प्रक्रिया जो मुझे लगानी पड़ती है, the need for engaging my mind in a critical way, which should have been there, does not happen. Also, you need to know that many a times the kind of summaries that are made through artificial intelligence on social issues may not be very accurate. Artificial, after all, is artificial. Artificial can never really replace what is real. इसलिए I listen to my students always is, and that applies to the teachers always, is that yes, AI is the reality. आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस एक वास्तविकता है, इसको एक्सेप्ट कीजिए, लेकिन उसको अपना मास्टर मत बनाइए। Make artificial intelligence your friend, don't make it your master. Because if you make it your master, it will definitely replace you at some point of time. But if you make it your friend, you can certainly multiply your own capacity, your own capability. So ये तीन challenges and social science in general के प्रति देखता हूँ. What can be the way out? Indeed, ठीक है, challenges हैं social sciences के पास. कैसे हम अपने आप को इससे निकाल सकते हैं, कैसे social sciences को और हम साथ में बना सकते हैं अपने सामाजिक परिप्रेक्ष्य. And one solution I have is, I think, social sciences needs to perhaps start engaging in each other more and more and become interdisciplinary in their nature and in their focus. Now, these days the word interdisciplinary also has become very fashionable. चाहे वो NEP का document हो, चाहे नीति आयोग के document हो, हर कोई चाहता है कि कॉलेज का फोकस इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी होना चाहिए. इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी है क्या, इसके बारे में कई बार कई जगह लोगों को गलत कर दिया है. People are often confused between what is interdisciplinary on one hand and what is multidisciplinary on the other. इंटरडिसिप्लिनरी होने का मतलब है कि आप एक डिसिप्लिन के साथ दूसरे डिसिप्लिन को लिंक कीजिए. किसी एक विषय वस्तु को पढ़ने के लिए आप मल्टीपल डिसिप्लिन्स की मदद लीजिए और अलग अलग नॉलेज सिस्टम्स को मर्ज करके एक नई विधा बनाइए. So interdisciplinarity is more about having a greater conversation across disciplines in order to study a particular problem, and in that process create new forms of knowledge, which is different from multidisciplinarity. Multidisciplinarity, you look at a problem from your own discipline, but then you do not merge them. You do not add value to them. You add value only to the extent your discipline tells what that particular issue is. So, just to give an example, I think environment and climate change is an issue that all of us face. The way I, as a political scientist, would look at it is, okay, what are the policies that the government is making? Which are the actors which are going to be important? Who is going to benefit more? Who is going to lose more? If I am an economist, I will look at the cost and benefits of particular environmental policies. If I am a sociologist, I will have a study of how it is impacting the society, is it leading to migration. If I become interdisciplinary in my nature, I will be able to bring out a kind of an integrated solution, which helps me to give a very, very profound social science perspective on the problem of climate change. तो जरूरत इस बात की है कि ये इंडिविजुअल डिसिप्लिन्स अपने अलग अलग साइलोस या अपनी अलग अलग दीवारों में ना करें, बल्कि एक दूसरे के बारे में और जाने और मिल के एक नया फॉर्म ऑफ नॉलेज क्रिएट करें. That really becomes very, very important. The biggest advantage of having this interdisciplinary knowledge will be that not only will it enhance the domains of knowledge, knowledge का दायरा बढ़ेगा, but ऐसी knowledge society के लिए ज़्यादा relevant है. We will be able to make ourselves more meaningful to the society and also to the government. और ऐसा अगर होता है तो मैं अगर अपने कलीग से फिर मिलूंगा कैंटीन में और फिर वो मुझसे अगर ये बात पूछेंगे सोशल साइंस की जरूरत क्या है, तो कहोगे कॉमन उसमें मर्ज, so I'll be able to tell him that no, I don't think we need to merge. Yes, we need to have greater dialogue with each other. And by having a greater dialogue with each other, we are going to certainly create new forms of governance. For us, a society around us is a continuously evolving laboratory. और जब तक ह्यूमन काइंड है, जब तक व्यक्ति है, तब तक ये सोशल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन और ये सोशल लैब काम करता है। तो ये कहें कि नहीं सोशल साइंस की रेलेवेंस अब नहीं है, प्लीज पॉइंट आउट टू हिम दैट इज रॉन्ग। So these were some of the ideas that I wanted to put forward before you to understand that yes, it is a very, very critical time for us as far as social sciences are concerned. But then these are not unique challenges. Just as social transformation itself has been a very, very challenging phenomenon, social sciences, it has been always there. Today, yes, it has not intensified because of a variety of other reasons, but then there are ways we can counter. And for me, becoming more and more interdisciplinary, becoming more and more technology friendly, making AI our friend, not master. These are some ways in which we can start making a difference. And once we do that, I think social sciences certainly will be able to reclaim the kind of space and space that it needs to have. And that is exactly where I think seminars like these carry a lot of value. So I really endorse and appreciate the initiative that has been taken by the organizers. I was also very impressed to see the abstract book, which had more than 115 or 30 abstracts. And I do hope that the organizers are able to get all the papers and also get it published in some form or the other. And I promise I will also put in my paper as I read the papers. So thank you again very much for this opportunity, and I look forward to it.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights. Leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. Now, I request the president of today's conference, Shri N.V. Patil sir, our beloved enthusiastic principal, to deliver the presidential tribute.
A very good morning to all. Respected inaugurator, Professor Basavaraj Yadav sir, distinguished keynote speaker, Professor Rahul Tripathi, respected speaker on all languages, Dr. Mahesh Dejapnagar sir, speaker on social sciences, Dr. M.S. Narjekar sir, speaker on historiography and language, Dr. M.N. Benno sir, and distinguished reporter, Dr. S.P. Talwar sir, IPS coordinator, Dr. S.D. Sarvana madam, convener, co-convener, organizing secretary of the conference, esteemed delegates, faculty members, sponsors, alumnus, former principal, teachers, media persons, and my dear students. A very heartfelt welcome to you all to this National Conference on Contemporary Discourses in Social Science and Languages. At the very outset, I would like to thank Professor Basavaraj Yadav sir. In his inaugural speech, he appreciated our campus for discipline and cleanliness. So I would like to forward that his appreciation to our team, management, teachers, and attenders. It is indeed a matter of great pleasure and honor for me to preside over this academic event, and I feel happy to witness such an esteemed gathering of academicians, research scholars, students from social science disciplines. I do agree with the statement made by organizing secretary in his introductory speech that social science and languages play a vital vital role in shaping the society. I do agree because the society that we are living in, it is just a reflection of our ideas, thoughts, beliefs. So, shaping of these things, ideas, thoughts, beliefs, it is done by the social science disciplines with the help of various languages. Today we are living in a world of rapid change, globalization, digitalization, technology advancements, and social transformation are reshaping our lives every day. In such a changing environment, the role of social science and languages becomes more important than ever before. And what I have observed in inaugurator speech is knowledge is the power. I do agree, and I add one more statement or praise to his statement. Knowledge is the power when it is used for the improvement and betterment of the society. And guest speaker, keynote speaker, Professor Tripathi sir, he has highlighted mere understanding of the society is not important. It means just understanding of the society will not make any differences or social transformation. I do agree because for the improvement of the society, interpretation of the things that exist in the society are needed. So putting efforts to for enrichment of the society is the need of the hour. So along with the social science helps to understand society in a deeper way. They allow us to study human behavior. And sir, one more statement he added that this all is like a laboratory compared to that the basic science where many instruments are used for the research and to get the outcome. Social science research, we don't need any physical instruments, but the instruments that we should use are ideas, thoughts, and the perspectives. That is the most important. Those are the most important instruments that we use in the research of social science. So similarly, languages are also important. They are not just a tool of communication. They are the carriers of culture, identity, values, and human expressions. When the social science and languages come together, they create a strong interdisciplinary platform for understanding and improving society. This makes the theme of our conference contemporary discourses in social science and languages. As we all are the educators, maybe research scholar, teachers, academicians, or students, professors, we have a greater responsibility beyond classroom teaching that education is not only about giving knowledge, it is about building values, creating awareness, and developing responsible citizens. Colleges and universities must become the center for critical thinking, innovation, and social responsibility. And research is the backbone of every academic excellence. We encourage all the academicians, students to share their knowledge at this national level platform. Technology has also transformed education. Sir has mentioned about artificial intelligence, how it will be impact on the social science and languages. I do agree with sir that artificial intelligence at the end of it is artificial only because artificial intelligence tools, they just collect the data, store the data, and analyze the data and give the results. But artificial intelligence tools will not think like a human being. So you know that India is a land of diversity in languages, cultures, and traditions. This diversity is our strength, we must preserve our linguistic heritage while preparing ourselves for global communication and modern academic challenges. And I would like to bring to the notice of all the all the persons present here that we have received 140 papers from 6 states and 50 plus participants are on online. We have a YouTube live streaming of this inaugural session as well as all the technical session of today's workshop. I sincerely appreciate the efforts of our organizing committee, not only arts stream, but commerce and science faculty have given support and cooperation. So I would like to thank all the organizing committee, teachers, students, and I thank all the participants for joining with us. And I wish this national conference a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your presidential remark. We are truly grateful for your valuable words of wisdom and guidance. As we come to the end of this inaugural session, I invite Shri K.S. Patil, sir, Joint Organizing Secretary of National Level Conference, to propose the vote of thanks on this occasion.
Respected President of today's function, Honorable Inaugurator, distinguished keynote speaker, Conference Director and IPOC Coordinator, Conference Organizing Secretary and Convener, esteemed technical session speakers, distinguished research scholars, faculty members, and dear students, good afternoon to all of you. It is my great privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this significant occasion of the National Level Conference on Contemporary Discourses in Social Science and Languages. At the outset, I express my sincere gratitude to our esteemed guest, Professor Basuraj Dodu and Professor Rahul Tripathi sir, for graciously accepting invitation and traveling long distance to be with us today. Thank you, sir. First and foremost, I express our heartfelt gratitude to President of the conference, Sri A.B. Patil sir, for his inspiring presence and guidance. Thank you, sir. I extend our heartfelt thanks to our inaugurator, Professor Basuraj Dodu sir, for delivering highly inspiring and insightful inaugural address. Sir words set the tone of this conference and provided meaningful direction and academic deliberations. Thank you, sir. I am deeply grateful to our distinguished keynote speaker, Professor Rahul Tripathi sir, for presenting a thought-provoking and enriching keynote address. Such scholarly insights, critical perspectives have truly enhanced our understanding of the theme. Thank you, sir. I take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to IPOC Coordinator and Conference Director, Dr. Srimati S.P. Surkar ma'am, for her visionary leadership and dedicated efforts in organizing this conference. Thank you, ma'am. I also extend my sincere thanks to the organizing secretary, Sri C.M. Aigari sir, and the convener, Sri A.M. Ugari sir, for their meticulously planning and coordination in making this event a grand success. A sincere thanks goes to our esteemed speakers, Dr. Mahesh Gajapnath sir, Dr. M.S. Rajakar sir, Dr. M.N. Bedru sir, Dr. S.P. Tabar sir, for kindly accepting our invitation and for their readiness to share their valuable insights in upcoming technical sessions. Thank you, sir. I would like to express our sincere gratitude to our sponsors who are generously support and encouragement. Thank you all the sponsors. I also thank all the participants, presenters, both offline and online, for their active involvement and meaningful contribution. My sincere appreciation goes to all the committees, volunteers, staff members, alumni, former staff members, whose untiring efforts ensured the smooth conduct of this conference. Finally, I thank press and media representatives for their presence and continuously covering the conference since the beginning. I would also like to thank non-teaching staff who worked with us to systematically organize this conference. I thank each one of you for your cooperation, support, and valuable time. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With this, we conclude the inaugural session of this national conference. Thank you all for your gracious presence. We request everyone to stay back after the tea break and actively participate in the upcoming sessions. Have a good day. Thank you, one and all. And I request all the dignitaries on the dais and the speakers, chairpersons and deputies. There will be photo session in front of the stage. I request all the dignitaries to join this photo session. Thank you all the dignitaries. I request retired principal and professors for the photo session. Dr. P. Nagaraju sir, V.S. Santi sir, and J. Madhupari sir.
So that is what I was asking.
I request all the participants and delegates from various colleges and institutions that we 10 to 15 minutes tea break. After the tea break, the social science session will be continuing in the same auditorium hall, and the languages presentations are both languages and the social science presentations should be continued in the auditorium hall. I request after the tea break, all the participants and delegates to gather here.
Very nice ideas. I came last week. I came by about 6 hours a day. I thank them because of my very good friend. Very nice chef. Nothing. He also did it. And good friendships are very important. I just keep
प्रेजेंटेशन की पीपीटी ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
ಹಾ ಅಲೋ ಐತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ ಚಾಲು
ಪೀಪಿಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸರ್
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಿಪಿಟಿ ಇದಾವ್ರ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಲ್ಯಾಬ್ನಾಗ ಇರ್ತದೆ ರೀ
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗೋದು